everybody, I'm Rootscarn.
It was clear the break
And I'm
station
Chris.
was occupied by fascists. But
And
Ulman had
I'm
said he would wait
Seamus.
for me there. I
And
had
I'm
to
Josh.
And
That's
Metro
heartening.
2033.
It looks like fascists are gonna happen. We're gonna happen to some fascists.
This is another one of those weird cutscenes where I'm not in first person anymore. These are like the worst cutscenes in the game.
Yes, they are.
And there's only a
Actually-
couple of them, like at the very beginning, and like in a few sequences like this, and then they're not anywhere else.
And I understand
Yeah,
what they
I
were
was
trying
really
to do.
confused.
Yeah, they're trying to show that this guy saved your life, but they felt the need to do it in this very Hollywood way, and it just doesn't work in a first-person game. You're breaking some kind of contract with the player when you just yank the camera around and you stick it behind some other character. When this guy that we're talking to now is creeping up to the door, you're like, wait, am I walking up to the door? Who threw that knife? Was that me?
And you know, the thing about this game too is that it's not immediately clear that's you. It's not like this game has a hyper abundance of diverse character designs.
Yeah,
Like, you don't
just a
ever
bunch of-
see Artyom's face, so it's not like you can tell immediately that it's Artyom. Like,
Is this a
game's
bunch of
fantastic.
sort of white hirsute dudes with knit caps or hoods and combat gear and heavy wither clothes and guns and ammo and gas masks?
right.
That's everybody.
Right, if you...
everyone.
I mean, if you were Duke Nukem, that'd be one thing. You'd be like, okay, I can tell which person in this cutscene is Duke Nukem. But with what we've got now, no, it really doesn't work, and I think it was a mistake to cut away for those cutscenes. Well, I think almost all their cutscenes feel just wrong, and I wonder if they're just putting these cutscenes in because they feel like, whoa, it's a first-person shooter, we gotta have cutscenes. If anything, this game would benefit from a more Valve-style approach to cutscenery.
Hey, what? I'm supposed to listen to this conversation for morality points, but the conversation stopped. What the shit? Keep talking, you guys. I need to listen to your life story.
Well, they were probably
Guys,
probably heard
excuse
me talking.
My ending depends on your conversation.
Oh shit.
Something's wrong.
You are jeopardizing my ending
what up?
here.
What's up?
By the way, I'm just gonna talk with Artyom in the manner of a mean
goddammit.
girl from now on.
Alright,
That's
I'm going to accept
Suicide.
death here, because that trap didn't even work on me. Look at that sad thing. I'm trying to kill myself, and it just kind of lazily
That's
falls down.
The grimmest thing I can think of is you have a swinging log spike trap that you spend all this time on and like spend hours arranging carefully, and some guy steps on the wire, it swings, it doesn't hit him, and then he runs towards it and throws himself on it. That'll ruin your whole fucking week for a lot of reasons.
I will wait for
Ammo. Yeah, have fun.
So I'm not really clear here. Is that a revolver of some description you're holding right now?
This is a silenced, scoped revolver with a stock.
Okay, stock, because it kind of looks from this angle like you've got your hand over the cylinder, but I guess not.
Gas mask on.
In Metro Last Light, for a lot of the game, I was using a shotgun that was reduced to pistol size, like it had been sawed off to pistol size, and then they put on a night vision scope and a silencer. So it was a silenced, scoped, sawed off shotgun pistol.
Sounds like the sort of thing Jabbar would insist in using in a tactical shooter.
It sounds completely realistic to me, and I don't know why anybody
Very
would
good.
ever complain that it seems unreasonable. Especially that people, you know, just cobbling together guns in their machine shop would have any problem making such a device.
I think that the how is very plausible. I don't know about the why.
Like, why are you... Vladimir, what are you doing? And screw what? Why? Why have you made this abomination? In what context
I
would you
fixed
use
the gun.
this?
I fixed it. It's too big and too long. Too loud.
To be fair, it actually is a really awesome gun. I mean, it really was my even though it's a one shot, stick another shell in kind of thing, so it has a really slow refire. It was pretty much my main gun for like half the game.
You know, it's rare. I give the game credit a lot for this conversation. It's rare that you hear mooks like that you're killing talking in a way that actually makes them sound like people, and not just makes them sound like mooks with opinions.
Yeah.
So, Bob, did you hear that the key to the secret vault has been moved? Yeah, I heard it's upstairs under heavy guard. Yep,
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Because the thing is, I'm hungry, I'm cold, like, you know, why are we here? I'm scared. Like, those things are human emotions, but, like, they don't actually, like, we're just like, oh, this is just, this guy I'm about to murder is cold. I don't really care, but, you know, I guess he feels things. But, you know, having them talk like,
I'll
man,
put a
you're
stop
evil.
to
Like,
that.
no, I'm not, no, these guys are evil. Like, you know, it actually just sound like pretty much the people you've been palling around with, except they're on the other side. That's interesting. Because you don't get like the sense that like these are sympathetic villains or villains you can maybe get in the head of. It's that they aren't really villains, are they? They're not really villains. They're just guys who happen to be on the other side.
Ooh, I don't believe I made it out of there without anybody noticing me. Holy shit.
Josh, you did not deserve that one. You did not deserve what just happened to you.
Josh,
No, I
I'm gonna
did not.
give you. You've graduated from the Josh Veal School of Stealth. I'm gonna finally give you your title, Fluke Ninja.
Well,
Wear it
that's
with
the thing,
pride,
Josh.
I guess.
Josh aces the hard stuff and then blunders on the easy stuff. It's the most amazing thing.
So are these the fascists? And if they're the fascists, how are they
These are the
different than the
Nazis.
communists or the Nazis?
They're lamer.
They suck and they're not good at stuff.
Are the like other Nazis and communists really pro-democracy or something? I don't. How do you get fascists separate from those?
We're not. Are we seriously not getting subtitles for this conversation? These guys are talking about something they call Metro 2, which is about a second Metro that is
Last Light, right?
like
They're talking about
below
Last
the
Light.
No, they're not talking about like a second like video game. They're talking about like another Metro that's like parallel to this Metro that has like guardians that are watching over people in the Metro.
Metro
Which
Heaven.
sounds ridiculous and like weird religious like bullshit nut stuff, but it's actually the case. At least there is a second Metro of sorts, which is this military base called D6 that has tunnels running through like near the metro stations, and will become very important later on.
Oh, so that's what they were talking about when they're talking about the second Metro. They're talking about D6.
Yeah.
I never got that.
Yes. And they're talking about the Dark Ones indirectly.
I think you mean the Dark Ones.
So
More
I've
like
been
a
playing
dark
Battlefield
one.
4, and every time I'm on the
Listening
Russian
to
team,
this.
I can't help but laugh because they're like, "Go to point Delta," and I'm like, "Oh, I remember Russia. I was playing Metro."
I have a nuanced and broad understanding of Russian culture.
I played a video game once from there.
I played several video games set in Russia with Russians. I've shot at all kinds of Russians, actually. I mean, I've shot at modern Russians, World War II Russians, all kinds.
If I ever go to Russia, I'm just gonna hug the first Russian I meet. We're like brothers! I've been murdering you guys in video games for a decade now!
Ultimately, just hug them like, I'm sorry, man.
I'd be careful about hugging dudes in Russia.
That's a really long
right.
morality
That's
point
right. They all want to
conversation.
start a war with America. They're mostly
That's it.
almost everybody in Russia is terrorists or members of the Russian mafia. That's right. I
KGB.
forgot about that.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
KGB. Like everyone
Yeah.
is KGB.
Everybody.
Who watches The Watchmen in Russia? Everyone, because everyone is the KGB spying on everyone else.
What?
Okay.
I wonder if the
So-
Russians are patiently waiting for the glory to Aristoka jokes to die down.
I know I would be.
Are we, do you get
That's not the
bonus
right way
good
to
guy
go.
points for doing this mission stealthily?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
the
why
thing is,
we're enduring this.
I don't really have a
Yeah,
nuanced
okay, that's how we
understanding of Cold War history, but I didn't get the sense that Aristoka was a stand-in for Russia so much as a stand-in for any of the Soviet
Yeah.
states that
Yeah,
Russia
one of the satellite
dragged
states.
into the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
still, when
I
people,
thought it was like.
but people always sort of make Russian jokes when they're making jokes about Perestroika or whatever it's called.
Eastern Europe. Just anywhere in Eastern Europe is Russia as far as we care. That's pretty sad.
And, well, I mean, there's a historical precedent for that, Iron Curtain and all that.
Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crap, especially since, you know, there's a number of cultures, countries, and ethnicities that are all sort of bulldozed under the generic CCP banner, but, I mean, it's not because America's like, whatever, Czechoslovakia, Russia, same thing.
Not just that, anyway.
I would like to say that I just finished Last Light this week. We didn't talk about this on the diecast. But I finished Last Light this week, and I would say it's a much better game than 2033. Like, I liked it
It
so
is,
much better.
definitely.
It's better mechanically. I think it's a little more stable with its tone and with its themes. It leans a little heavier on the politics that I really didn't like in this game, but in that game I think they spent the time on it to establish it, and it didn't feel like in the middle of your ghost story they're like, by the way, Nazis! They took the time, they set it up, you understood the sides, and they seemed a lot more reasonable and interesting than they were here, where here they just felt like somebody had taken some Wolfenstein Nazis and stuck them in the middle of this Silent Hill game for no reason.
You know how hard it is to find a ladder underground, Josh, to repair those things?
Did you guys ever see that
evil.
Freddie Wong video where he's just Sam Fisher shooting out light bulbs?
Yes.
And the guards are just walking along obliviously as broken glasses showering on their head.
No, I'll try
It
and
does
see
kind
if
of
I can
feel
find
like that in this section.
I'll see if I can find that and link it in the show notes. I do love me some Freddie Wong videos. He's great.
I like that we put on night vision
secret
goggles and we can
place.
see for a very brief moment, and then Josh is
Well,
like,
then-
no.
Take the books. Take the books, Josh.
What? I can't. They don't
Save
fit.
knowledge. That's
all
what you
the-
care about.
That's what matters. Screw these books. Throw down one of your guns and take one of these cases of books. This is important. This is the culture of your people, and it's here in a damp basement where they're just gonna rot and mildew. Think of future generations.
Ideas are bulletproof.
Well,
Ideas are people too.
I like the idea that we're desperately trying to get Josh to save the culture of his people, and it's probably like a stack of Maxims or something.
American Maxim magazines.
Here's a list of the top 10 reasons Tetris has been going downhill.
No one here.
what? No one here. All our lights are just going out.
What's up? No.
Power failure, that's all.
I sure do love
Oh, man, we
3
need to get the
floating red
maintenance
dots
man
on
in
a watch.
here.
This is my favorite video game.
Somebody
I know,
replaced
this
all
is
of
the
our
best.
lights with bullets again.
Really, we should just call this scene Metro Black Rectangle. That's the name of this game from now on, because
We should just
That's
subtitle
all
this
we ever
entire
see.
section with like, there is nothing wrong with your
Shit, I
footage.
can't go that way.
Well, there's something wrong with the footage. There's nothing wrong with your monitor.
You know, it would be ironic if trying to complete this stuff drives a man mad because the whole point is that there's sanity points for not killing people.
Have to wonder how enthusiastically these people are patrolling these dark-ass corridors. Do they want to find someone? Probably not.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this game is still that first fight where you sort of have to sneak up on the guys and you have the option of going in guns a-blazing and sneaking, because it's not a fight where you, I think, lose karma if you kill them. And knowing that you have to sneak through this area to get the quote-unquote good ending means that basically it boils the choice down to either you're going to go in guns a-blazing or you're going to sneak the whole thing.
Yeah. There's no degrees. It's not like it gives you partial credit for, I went through the whole thing and I only screwed up and had to kill one guy at the very end.
Right, and this is actually one of the games that would benefit from something like that, where you're sneaking around and you see a guy and, oh crap, you shoot him, whereas like Splinter Cell really should be a game where you should be able to ghost it, and this game feels like a game where sometimes you have to make that kill, you have to make that sacrifice, because that's, you know, a lot of what this game's about.
Of course, all this is completely meta, since the system is never actually explained within the game. You have to give it that much.
Something's wrong. No one here.
But is it really a choice you're making if you're not even aware of the system?
It's more that you are making a choice between, you know, how you approach situations, and it just rewards you or punishes you for that choice arbitrarily.
Right, but if you're unaware you're making a choice, are you even making a choice?
Well, I think you are making a like, you know, this is coming from a role player's perspective. You are making a choice just of how you handle the situation, which I think is purer from a gameplay perspective than which ending do I want.
But the problem is that this game offers so little role-playing ability otherwise that if the only choice it really gives you at any time is listening to conversations or not, and stealthing some areas that can be stealthed and not stealthing other areas.
That's a good point. I mean, really, if somebody chooses to stealth on their own without knowing about it, it really probably just be for its own sake, the sake of avoiding people's fun.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, you know, I'm not saying this should be reflected in the game design at all, but I will say that I actually can't go halfway like you guys described, where like you stealth along and one guy gets in your way, so you shoot that one guy. I think the big problem with that for me is that it goes against my sense of justice. Like that, you know, my sense of even-handedness and fairness. You know, if people are going to die arbitrarily, everybody's got to die arbitrarily.
That's
Can't
the
just
only
be
way
one
it's
guy
fair.
that loses the lottery.
That's very Soviet of you.
Yeah, I can't stand the idea of like everybody else like gets to keep living and breathing and hugging their kids, and there's just this one asshole where I made a mistake and he had to die for it. Like for some reason that's just that feels, I get guilty about that, and I don't get as guilty about just killing all of them.
Can you? I'm forgetting now because I just played Last Light, and Last Light has a pretty good system of knocking dudes out. Does this game not have that?
There is no stealth takedown in this.
No one here.
Did I turn it off?
There are silent knives, deadly knives.
Yeah, but you can't just like in Last Light you can knock people out. In this game, you have to kill them. Oh shit.
Yeah, the way to knock somebody completely unconscious, completely silent, is you walk up to them, tap them on the shoulder, and they turn around. Oh, what do you want? And then you punch them in the face with the hilt of your knife. With the hilt of your knife. Like, in a way that in a reasonable universe would make them go, ah! I have been punched in the face extremely hard and it hurts so bad. Who punched me and why? Everybody come see what's going on. I've been punched in the face. But no, in this game they just silently clatter to the floor and drop all of their heavy guns, and the guy 2 feet away doesn't even glance.
Yeah, really, why would you hit him in the front of the head?
I know, like right on the bridge of the nose, like right where it's pretty much guaranteed to elicit a sharp cry of pain and not unconsciousness.
That's the point of hitting somebody there, is that it hurts, and it's really painful. Not, like, won't knock them unconscious, won't kill them, it just stings. And ultimately, like, it doesn't matter. You press a button and they get knocked out. Like, that's the important thing. It's funny, why did they do that? Why did they make that decision?